We're not sure now what's going to happen, because I'm going to try and get in touch with the National Museum tomorrow, and hopefully they might be able to take the mummified bodies away, and by doing that then they'll may be able to salvage something, but we're really pretty certain that they've been destroyed.
So damage beyond repair, do you fear?
Beyond repair, I would say.
So this saddens me to bring you the news that a fire was lit in the crypt at St Michan's in Dublin on the 11th of June, shortly after 4 p.m. It's the crypt that holds the mummies, including an 800-year-old crusader. Most of the damage has been caused by the water used to put out the fire, and it's believed that there's a foot of water in the crypt that holds the mummies. A man has been arrested and is being detained for questioning. The whole area has been sealed off for forensic investigation. It's not the first time something awful has happened to the crypts in St Michan's. A man a few years back decapitated the crusader mummy. He was arrested and he was jailed. This is just extremely sad. So I'm going to include the video here that we did a few years ago. Once again, just truly saddened by what has occurred here. But just take in the vault, the caskets, the mummified corpses, and just enjoy. There's coffins in there.
Well done. Upstairs, the church was rebuilt almost 350 years ago. But the crypt is original, 900 years old. And the mummy.
The mummy.
These are these all people like well known?
Not really. The mummies are in there. One, I've seen them.
Oh, wow.
This conservation is natural. In the crypt, the temperature is constant, winter and summer. Secondly, it's very dry. Limestone absorbs humidity. And the land down underneath releases methane gas into the atmosphere. The three things together, temperature, dryness, and gas. Well, the figure against the right-hand wall, resting on top of the coffin, is about 400 years old.
Wow.
She's female, but she's the most damaged, so she's anonymous. Next to her, down on the ground, again, 400 years old. He has no feet, and also no right hand. It sounds crazy, but I think the feet are simply, he's too tall. The hand is a bit of a problem. It seems to be punishment, but that would make him strange to be buried under the church. One possibility is that he reforms, maybe becomes a priest, or it's not punishment. Diseased, battle wound, accident. The third one, 800 years old, the Crusader. And one of the traditions of the Crusades is being buried with your feet crossed to indicate the crucifix. In his case, he's crossed at the thigh bones, the lower leg broken, pushed underneath. Again, he's too tall. 6'6". He's tall today. 800 years ago, gigantic. But you do see evidence, if you look again at his hands, they're massive. Three years ago, there was a break-in in the crypt. Some of the mummies were damaged. One of them was quite badly damaged. And she is in the closed coffin at the back. To replace her, This one has come from another crypt, the one beside us. Because it is so dry, every time we come down, we kick up the dust. We can't help it. These figures have been exposed for close to 200 years. So there's 200 years accumulation of dust. Because he's new, he's not dusty. But this is really what they look like. Darker, more definition. If we could get under the dust on the others, they should look like him. In this time, being buried under the church was considered a great honor. And originally, only people associated with the church could be buried, priests and nuns. The man with the missing hand is a bit strange, but maybe the reformed criminal is correct.
How amazing is this, to be able to stand so close to these mummified corpses.
350 years ago, the city begins to grow, and this part became rich, and those rich families were buried like this.
Okay, so we have come out of the first crypt. We are now entering into the second crypt. These are covered with these massive, massive iron doors. And then once again, we are going down into the crypt. Quite hard going down these steps, especially I am so short. They're quite deep. Each step is quite hard to get down. But this crypt is absolutely fantastic. And we will see some beautiful caskets here inside.
The obvious thing is, this crypt is much
Beautiful.
bigger. The wall at the end of the other crypt is relatively modern. And if we could get past that wall, I think we'd find something like this.
Yeah.
Because it is a sacred burial place, we're not allowed to light up the rooms.
Oh, yeah.
This room does have light, but we'll do this at the end.
Okay.
For the finale. This one here we'll have a look at first. The thing to see here is the studded coffin on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Not on the bottom.
Oh,
There's another one.
underneath.
She's squashed.
Wow.
I think this is how the mummies were discovered.
Okay.
It's illegal to open coffins, so something accidental. Basically, the coffins were stacked up, collapsed, broke open. And when that happened, the best examples were placed together for exhibition. That's why they've ended up in that room. But originally, they were not buried together.
Okay.
And all of that should mean the coffins that are not opened have mummies.
Wow.
It's swaddled here.
Yeah.
This one is still used today. In through the gate, there are 3 recent burials,
Wow.
cremations. The last one was 5 years ago. This is the only family that continue to be buried. But any of these families could come today and use them again. It's not very likely,
Yeah.
but legally it is possible. And that's part of the reason for not poking around too much. Technically, they're all active, a bit more visual.
Oh, wow, look at them in there. Now, they're gorgeous.
They actually look like something from a movie, don't they? The vampire.
Yeah.
The designs on them.
This family are the Lords of Leitrim, aristocrats. You can see that they are because some of the coffins have a crown.
Oh, yeah.
But the one at the front to the left, all on its own, is very simple, no crown. And in there is Lord Leitrim III.
Wow.
He was killed, assassinated, in 1878. Nobody liked him. Not even his own family. So they gave him a simple coffin. And when he was buried, the rest of the family disowned him. Although they do still exist, they've not been buried here since. That's why we are allowed to light up this one. This one's not active.
It's beautiful.
So if he's the last, 1878, the others predate him. They'd go back 300 years.
Did he do something awful, or why don't they like
He was
it?
nasty, yeah.
So this area was kind of lit up a little bit. Now I have kind of put the brightness up on this part just so you can take in these magnificent caskets. You can see the colours, the crowns, and then the plain coffin to the left is Lord Leitrim. Not a very, very nice guy by any means. So he was given the plain casket or coffin. But just fantastic to be able to be down here. Just also interesting, and those beautiful caskets. I was overwhelmed by them.
There's one down there.
And the mask at the back, Wolfe Tone.
Oh.
Famous name. French Revolution, United Irishmen. We don't need to go through all that stuff, do we?
No.
Wolfe Tone was kicked out of the country because of his activities, and he ended up in France. So he asked them for help. They did send 2 expeditions, but they weren't successful. So in 1798, the United Irishmen decided to go ahead with the revolution without France. And there was a meeting at the house of Oliver Bond, who's another name associated with this date. He's buried outside in the graveyard. At this meeting, there was a spy. The leaders were all arrested. And following all that, these brothers took over, John and Henry Shears. There was another spy. The brothers were arrested. This document is a copy of their execution.
No way.
If you use these blobs as your guide, this is the important part. Each of them be hanged by the neck,
Oh no.
but not until they be dead. For whilst they are yet alive, they are to be taken down. Their entrails are to be taken out of their body,
Oh
Oh my
no.
God.
and whilst they are yet alive, they are to be burned in front of their faces. Then their heads were and their bodies
Oh, that's
into
terrible.
4 quarters. In public, in case any of you are thinking of having your own revelation.
We're
No
lucky
thanks.
we're living in the time we're living in, aren't we?
The good old days may not have been so good after all.
No.
There's a little irony too. The execution was carried out on the 14th of July, Bastille Day.
Mm.
The fall of Bastille.
By Bastille Day, the whole thing's finished, unsuccessfully. A month later, the French arrive. Too late. Wolfe Tone comes home. He was arrested and sentenced for the same execution. In prison, he cut his own throat.
Oh no.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Not much of a choice.
Not really. No.
A little bit of history.
That's cool. Light.
The lamp is nice.
It's fantastic.
The renovation of this house.
That's crazy.
Brothers John and Henry Shears.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's any visitors, don't come and see me. Enjoy the match. You're very welcome. Thanks very much.
They're cool, aren't they?
Yeah.
So a very, very sad time for Dublin, for Ireland, and especially for St. Michan's. Just awful. Anyway, guys, take care. God bless. And I'll talk to you all again soon.